王になるって俺が決めたんだから。そのために戦って死ぬなら別にいい。
All I have is a dream. I'll show you all what it means to be me. Exploring the seas, one piece. I will find it, ride it. Gonna be the king of the pirates. From a little village in the East Blue. Idolizing Shanks is free too.
Hello everyone, Kaiser here, and today I'm back with a new video of my custom Zoro figure from One Piece. And before I get started, I should say that I'm sorry for the lack of videos over the past month. I've mostly just been trying to enjoy my summer. I've been to the beach, went to an amusement park, so I haven't been able to do a lot of videos. But I have two new customs that I'll be showing off back to back, and a few other videos like custom updates of their figures. So I will be posting stuff more. But for now, let's get into the figure, which is, like I said, my custom Zoro figure. And I really like how this one came out. This is one of those figures that took me a while to finish, but I finally did, and I like how it turned out. Starting with the head, this is made from a Batman head, so all I really did was sculpt the hair, painted the face, and I also sculpted the ears, because as you know, Batman doesn't really have visible ears, so I sculpted those, and I also added the 3 golden earrings that Zoro has. It's pretty simple. And actually, before I continue, I should say that the design I chose is kind of the same with my custom Thor figure, as in I combined a few different elements from a few different costumes, or just clothes that Zoro wore. So I went with the yellow jacket from, I can't remember which arc it was from, dang it. But I did go with the yellow jacket, the same looking pants that he always wears, at least before the time skip. And I went with the scarred post-time skip look, because, you know, I just like how he looks with a scarred eye. I also went with the stitching on his stomach. So yeah, it's pretty simple. I do like how it turned out. The only design element I changed from the original yellow jacket look was I made it sleeveless. This is only because the vest I used was already sleeveless, and I didn't want to go through the effort of trying to, you know, just alter it to make it look like it had sleeves. So I'm fine with how this turned out. So yeah, that's done with. The base body is made from a Spider-Man figure. And the thing about this Spider-Man figure is that it didn't actually have a bicep swivel. So I made one, and as you can see, it's a little loose, but it still works pretty well. Nothing wrong there. So yeah, all I really did to the body was paint it to make it look like Zoro's, since it was a Spider-Man body. It was pretty easy to do. The belt or sash, I am not sure what you would call this, it is just made out of tape and painted. Looks pretty well. The legs are the same story. I just painted them. I'm not sure if you can see because of the video back here, but yeah. They are painted black with a little bit of green dry brushing. Pretty simple. And for the swords, which is probably my favorite part of this figure, let me see if I can get one of them out of his hands. There we go. So yeah, all 3 swords are made out of popsicle sticks. They were all really hard to make, mostly because I wanted him to easily grip them. I wanted them to look right and all that. I think I did a pretty good job. Here's the first one. Here's the one in his other hand, and here's the third one in his sheath. Speaking of the sheath, this was probably the most difficult part of the figure, since I wasn't sure how I was going to make it. But what I ended up doing was I first made all 3 sheaths, which were also pretty hard to do. They're all made out of paper and tape. Then I grabbed a zip tie, as you can see, and I smushed all 3 sheaths inside of it and cut the end. Then I used a little ring and a piece of tape. You can see that. Yeah, so I used that and glued it to the sash or belt, still not sure what it's called. so that it would fit on his side. So it's a little bit loose, but it won't get in the way of anything, and it still looks really good. Get this sword back in his hand. So yeah, oh, one more thing. I made his little bandana. It's just made out of a piece of cloth, nothing too fancy. Now for the articulation, the head can go side to side. It is kind of hindered due to the jacket, and it can move up and down a little bit. The arms can go out. They have a bicep swivel, as I previously mentioned. Double jointed elbows, although this one can move in a lot more. This one can because of the cloth part. He does have an upper wrist swivel. I'm not even sure if I can call it a wrist swivel, but just swivel there. And he does have a hinge joint at the wrist. He does have an ab crunch, so it can go that far forward and that far back. He has a waist swivel. This kind of gets in the way. His leg can move out that far forward and that far back. He does have a thigh swivel. Double jointed elbows. Knees. He does have a boot cut here. A foot, an ankle hinge, and a toe hinge. So articulation's pretty good on this guy. One of the main problems I kind of have with him is him not really standing up, but it's not too bad. And for a bit of a high comparison, here he is standing next to my Luffy figure and my custom Sanji figure. I do have to say, when it comes to my One Piece action figures so far, they're a bit out of scale. Mostly Luffy, but his scale is more akin to a Figma. But I don't think this looks too off. I still think it looks perfectly fine the way it is, and I'm still happy on how this figure came out. I think he looks really well with my other One Piece figures. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, sorry for the lack of content, but I will be posting more stuff in the future, so be looking out for that. Anyway, with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.